So one thing I feel very strongly about is keeping a free, fully featured version of Prod Plan for manufacturers. And I'm not sure if that's crazy or not. Maybe it is, because when I think of free, you think of more B2C services like your Gmails and your YouTubes. And obviously there's an upside there at a certain volume of users. The ad revenue kicks in, and those models make sense. But for B2B, especially a niche software like a manufacturing, there's a lot less factories in the world than there are people on YouTube. So maybe it's crazy, but there's two main reasons why I feel so strongly about having a free full-featured version always available. And the first reason is a noble reason, and the second reason is kind of a selfish reason. The first reason is, if you look at how typically these type of planning systems are, how you acquire or get into a planning system as a factory, you go to a website, and they're out there. There are folks that are building this kind of scheduling and these sort of systems for organizations. Typically you have a few PhDs that created a company, and they have a website, and you go to the website and you fill out, there's some vague information and a whole lot of really exciting claims, and of course they'll usually have a banner at some point, maybe about middle ways down their website. You'll see a banner, and across the banner it'll have the 16 different industries that their product is used in, and of course another banner that shows a whole bunch of different multinational organizations that rely on their product. And then you may get a few screenshots or a video of their product in action, of the software running. And then in order to reach out, you fill out a form. You send the form in. They may contact you a couple days later to get more information over email, and then maybe you'll have a phone call to get some more information, and then they'd be wanting to know more about your factory and maybe a site visit, and come out and do a demo and do a presentation, and let's talk about your goals. Let's talk about your what your expectations are. And then if you're serious, then we'll enter into an actual formal agreement and have some contracts, and then you get into talking about the payment structure, and then you're off to the it could be months and months before you're actually looking at an actual prototype for even a working prototype in the plant manager's hands. So what I wanted to do was eliminate all that. I mean, here's the situation is that I know for a fact that a lot of small and mid-sized manufacturers, that's just that amount of hurdles they'll never make it past. And so a whole bunch of small, mid-sized, and even large manufacturers go unserved by that kind of model. And there's a lot of good reasons why there's all that upfront work, because they want to capture as many different manufacturers, types as possible, and then tailor down. There's a lot of work to be done, and they want to keep it as broad as possible and capture as many as possible. Now, with my particular software, I'm just focused on batch processing. So I've already focused in on a particular manufacturing that just happens to be extremely common for a lot of consumer goods and industrial products. So that focus is there already, and I want to get this product in the hands of the plant manager as quickly as possible, and having a free, hey, let me just go to the site, and within seconds, minutes, you can be playing around with a real example, and within an hour maybe have loaded in some of your own data and started to experiment and play around. And so there is no layer of C-suite executives to present to. I'm going straight to the product, to the plant managers, the schedulers, and the planners. Who's my end user? I've obviously love the leadership at an organization that's willing to use the product, but really who I want that end user, and that's the plant manager, that's the scheduler. And so the faster I can get to them, the better. And the price and all the hurdles are only getting in my way and preventing me from getting there faster. And then the second, more selfish reason is that I understand that the sooner that I get to the implement is the sooner I get into the weeds, that these products are live and die in implementation. And so I desperately need feedback from real factories and plant managers on what's working for them, what doesn't, what should be added, what they find value in, what's something I would have otherwise put a ton of time and energy and they don't find value in it, and they don't even need it, or they ignore it, and all this invaluable feedback. And when I go iterate, improve, then this is the back and forth that has to happen. Whether you're a fancy software organization out of Cambridge, or you're just me, that has to happen eventually. In this that back and forth, what's working, what's done, what's broken, what do I need to change? Oh, our factory is a little bit different like this and like that. It's that day in, day out, hey, what's that back and forth that's going to happen either way, for them, for me. So the faster I can get there to start that process, get in the trenches with those factories and iron out all the issues to make a success, the faster that I can get to that, it's like it's like that's when the race begins. Essentially, that is when the race starts. That's where the work begins. So anything all up front that gets in my way to getting to that point is I want to eliminate. And so it's beneficial for both parties, because I'm learning a tremendous amount about what's important to factories, and they are getting the updates, improvements, the added features and the enhancements, the tweaks that their factory will make their work better for their factory. Oh, and by the way, that those improvements then are incorporated into the base product for other folks to be able to use, and the product is better for everyone. So those are the couple big reasons why I intend to have a free version forever, not a trial that runs out, and that the upside eventually will come when you become if you become a process part of a factory's process, daily process, the upside will come for both parties involved, guaranteed. So full faith that there will be an upside eventually, and it's just where can I provide value and how fast can I get to it.